Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our special call meeting for today. And before we get into the roll call, I want to wish everyone, all of the citizens of Portsmouth, a happy new year. We start off the new year with optimism and hopes that we will have a bright and prosperous future. Also, I want to thank all the citizens that have shown up today, in addition to our city staff, our leadership, our city manager, as well as our city attorney and our city clerk. Also want to recognize those individuals that are joining us online, if that's possible. We look forward to moving forward with our city. And with that, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Bryant? Present. Mr. Dotson? Present. Mr. Hugel?
Present.
Mr. Moody?
Here.
Ms. Thomas?
Here.
Mr. Tillage?
Here.
Mayor Glover?
Here.
And as a reminder, could you all please use your microphones even when using one-word responses? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Attorney. We do have a need to go into a closed session, and so I would ask that Councilman Moody, if you would please read the closed session motion.
I move to go into a closed meeting pursuant to Virginia Code subsection 2.2-3711A for the purpose of discussing and considering appointments to boards and commissions, appointments and assignments of city council members to city council and liaison positions, and performance of city council members.
Thank you, sir. We are in need of a second. Second. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Mr. Dotson?
Yes.
Mr. Hugel?
Yes.
Mr. Moody?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Tillage?
Yes.
Mayor Glover?
Yes.
Thank you. We are in closed session.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a need to certify our closed session, so I would ask that Councilman Moody please read the certification for closed session.
I hereby move that each council member certify that to the best of his or her knowledge, one, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and two, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in the closed meeting just concluded.
Thank you, sir. We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Dr. Dotson?
Aye.
Mr. Hugel?
Aye.
Mr. Moody?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Tillage?
Yes.
Mayor Glover?
Yes. That concludes our closed session. We will start our regular special meeting in 5 minutes at 1:12, so we will take a 5-minute recess and start the regular meeting at that time. Good afternoon and Happy New Year to the citizens of Portsmouth, all of our invited guests, of course, city staff. Want to thank all the citizens who are watching and also want to recognize our city staff and leadership team, Mr. Carter, our city manager, Attorney LaVonda Graham Williams, our city attorney, and our city clerk, Ms. Deborah White. Good to see you all and glad to open up the new year with everyone and all of your smiling faces. We will now call the meeting to order and have our we'll have our moment of silence, stand for our moment of silence, then we'll do a pledge of allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Bryant?
Present.
Dr. Dotson?
Here.
Mr. Hugel?
Present.
Mr. Moody?
Here.
Ms. Thomas?
Here.
Mr. Tillage?
Here.
Mayor Glover?
Here. And Madam Clerk, would you please read the council rules?
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, City Council rules require a limit of up to 5 minutes to speak. As you approach the speaker's podium, you will notice a timer. At the beginning of your 5 minutes, you will see a green light. 4 minutes into your remarks, you will notice a yellow light. At the end of 5 minutes, you will see a red light, hear beep, and we ask that you conclude your comments at that time. While speakers have an opportunity to address council on matters of public concern, all comments should be made in a manner that respects the seriousness of the forum and should not be made in a belligerent, sarcastic, or demeaning fashion. All remarks shall be directed to the City Council as a body rather than to any particular member of City Council, staff, or the audience, as should be limited to matters that only the Portsmouth City Council can influence. A speaker who fails to observe this basic rule of decorum will be deemed out of order and not allowed to conclude his or her comments.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And once again, I want to welcome everyone to our special reorganization meeting. And with that, we will move forward with our agenda. Item 25-04, election of vice mayor. And I would first ask for, do we have a motion and a second for the recommendation?
Mr. Mayor, I'm pleased to make a motion to nominate our longest consecutive serving councilman, Councilman Bill Moody, to be our next vice mayor.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any additional discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Dr. Dotson?
Yes.
Mr. Hugel?
Yes.
Mr. Moody?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Tillage?
Yes.
Mayor Glover?
Yes. The next item, item 25-05, and it is the ratification of our boards and committees and liaison appointments for city council. And we are required to have a motion and a second, and I would ask for a motion and a second at this time.
Mr. Mayor, I move to make the following city council liaison assignments to various boards and committees.
Second.
Mayor Shannon Glover, Hampton Roads and Southside Mayors and Chairs, Hampton Roads Economic Development Alliance, Hampton Roads Military and Federal Facility Alliance, Hampton Roads Transit, Hampton Roads Planning District Commission and Transportation Planning Organization, Hampton Roads Workforce Council, Hampton Roads Transportation Accountability Commission, Eastern Virginia Regional Industrial Facility Authority, and the council's Personnel and Board and Commission Committee. Vice Mayor William Moody, Council Liaison to the Tidewater Community College Board, Council Liaison to Economic Development Authority, and Council Liaison to Historic Preservation Commission. Councilman Mark Hugel, Council Liaison to the School Board, Council Liaison to Portsmouth Port and Industrial Commission, Council Liaison to Ports and the Virginia Maritime Association, Council Liaison to the Mayor's Military Affairs Committee, Council Liaison to Planning Commission, Council Liaison to the Legislative Committee, Council Liaison for the Crime and Gun Violence Reduction Task Force, Council Liaison to the Parking Authority, and Council's Personnel and Boards and Commissions Committee. Councilman Vernon Tillage, Council Liaison to Economic Development Authority, Council Liaison to the Regional Broadband Steering Committee, Council Liaison for Legislative Committee, Council Liaison for the Crime and Gun Violence Reduction Task Force, and Virginia First City's Executive Board Member. Councilwoman Catherine Bryant, Council Liaison to Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority, Council Liaison to Parks and Recreation Commission, Council Liaison to Behavioral Health Care Service Advisory Board, Council Liaison to the Social Services Advisory Commission, and Council Liaison to the School Board. Councilman Dr. William Dodson, Council Liaison to Planning Commission, Council Liaison to Portsmouth Port and Industrial Commission, Council Liaison to Supplemental Retirement Board, Council Liaison to the Hospitality, Hotel Industry, and the Pavilion, and Stop Inc. member. Councilwoman Yolanda Thomas, Council Liaison to Parks and Recreation Commission, Hampton Roads Transportation Planning Organization, Council Liaison to Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority, Hampton Roads Regional Jail Authority member, Council Liaison to Behavioral Health Service Advisory Board, Eastern Virginia Regional Industrial Facility Authority. And for the Eastern Virginia Regional Industrial Facility Authority alternates, City Manager Stephen Carter and Assistant City Manager Dr. Gregory Coleman.
One moment, please.
Okay? Got it. Okay? Three clarifications. First, that the Mayor Glover will be a member of the Eastern Virginia Regional Industrial Facility Authority. And Councilwoman Bryant will be an alternate to Council Liaison to Portsmouth Regional and Housing Authority. And Councilwoman Thomas will be an alternate to the Hampton Roads Transportation Planning Organization.
Thank you, sir. Are there any additional discussion on the appointments? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Dr. Dotson?
Yes.
Mr. Hugel?
Yes.
Mr. Moody?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Tillage?
Yes.
Mayor Glover?
Yes. Our next item, item 25-06, adoption of a resolution accepting the 2025 calendar of city council meetings. And we do have one speaker, one registered speaker. We do allow registered speakers on this item, and that speaker is Mr. Mark Godaldig-Jatrovsky. Sir, if you would state your name and address, you will have 5 minutes.
Just 1 second.
Before you begin, just 1 second.
Hold, please. I'm now going to give the floor to our city clerk, Ms. White.
Good afternoon. Just for clarification on the city council schedule, the Monday meetings that have been noted on the schedule, the time will be 5:30 instead of 5 o'clock. And also in August, the dates have changed where we will have the meeting on the fourth Tuesday, and the vacation date will be the second Tuesday in August. So it's just flipping around those meetings for the month of August. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Sir, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, and other neighbors. So first, let me heartily concur with the change in August. I'm happy to see you all taking vacation, overlapping my vacation. Makes life easier for me. Secondly, I want to say that you have come up with an interesting couple of changes to the calendar from what has been the norm over the last few years, and I don't have any heartburn over most of it. The Monday meetings used to be a standard feature here until predecessor council decided that all the information that was being disseminated on Mondays could be shoehorned into Tuesdays, and then you wouldn't have to come to this chamber on 2 consecutive nights. But sometimes that doesn't work, and I think if, as you go along, you find that you really don't need it all the time, you'll make appropriate adjustments. So having the ability to spread it out that way seems like a sensible idea. The elimination of regular council meetings to allow for participation in the Virginia Municipal League and the National Council of Cities. I don't have heartburn over that except for this part of it, and there is a solution to that that I'd like to propose. In March, September, and October, if memory serves, you would be eliminating, no, it's October and November. You would be eliminating the first council meeting in those months. One of the functions of the council meeting is to provide a civic forum. That is done under the non-agenda speakers portion of your meeting agendas. And there is no forum like that in this city, whereby people come, they speak to council, but they speak to their fellow citizens as well. And that information is disseminated through the broadcast facilities of the city. I would offer you this substitution, that during those 3 months, when the regular council meeting does not occur, that you would find an alternate date during the month to have what has been in the past referred to as council community meetings, whereby you would assemble at some site in the community and have a program of some sort, some organizing topic to which the community could respond and council can be the audience for. I would like to suggest that in March, since the budget will be introduced in the second council meeting, well, it'll be the first council meeting on the schedule, but the remaining council meeting in March, that you and the school board would meet jointly at some location in the city and have a forum about the budget outlook for education in the coming fiscal year. So those are my recommendations to you, and I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Council members, we are in need of a motion and a second.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adopt the council schedule as proposed. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Dr. Dotson?
Yes.
Mr. Hugel?
Aye.
Mr. Moody?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Tillage?
Yes.
Mayor Glover?
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our meeting for today. I would like to thank you all for coming, and if we have no other business to conduct, this meeting is adjourned. Enjoy the rest of your day.